Go.
Hi Joyce. Okay, Kira, can you see my whole body here?
Mm-hmm.
We've got an excellent little videographer here. She's helping me out. So it's going to give you a demonstration of some of the exercises. This is only one of your workouts. So I'm going to try and give you lots of variety. So I'm going to give you 3 full body circuit workouts. Each one's going to have some slightly different moves so you get all the different muscles in there. So you're going to want a dynamic warm-up, just marching in place, shoulder rolls up and down, one arm up and then the other, coming in here, getting that chest expansion. So you can do those kind of moves for about 5 minutes, or your jump rope, something like that when the muscles are nice and warm. Lunging side to side is always good, stuff like that. So once you've done that for 5 minutes, and I can give you another video tutorial for that one, here are your exercises of what you're going to do. I want you to do each move to failure, but with good form. So the first one is just your body weight squat. So my toes are lifted in my shoes. It's as if I'm going to sit back, as if I'm sitting back in a chair. So you said you've got one 15-pound weight. I want you to hold that weight, and again, when you pick up that weight, nice flat back, picking that up, never rounding forward in your low back, okay? That's cardinal rule with everything, never leaning forward, and that's super basic. You probably know all that already. So holding it in goblet stance, you're going to hold it at chest height, sink down, push up. So I'm pushing through the heels, bracing my core. Once you do that move to failure, with the circuit training, you're going to immediately be going from one exercise right into the next. Kira, can you see me here, sweetie?
Mm-hmm.
Next one's coming into a mountain climber. So you're going to come down, hold your plank pose. You're going to hold plank. I'm always wanting to make sure I'm looking out here, never looking down. I'm going to drive one knee into the chest and then the other. If you find your core is still building strength, keep it there. Just do that slow knee drive to chest. Otherwise, you can step it up a notch. Try and go nice and quick. Notice I'm trying to land it in a flat plank. I don't want to come down and let the hips sag, okay? So that nice quick one side into the other. Using your stability ball, we got ball hamstring curls. You lay on the floor. Kira, can you see me here, honey?
Yeah.
Okay, honey. So heels are going to come on the ball, pushing my weight into my hands. I'm going to push up, hold that, and if that's where you're at, and that's nice and hard, just keep it here for a little while. If you can hold at the top, you're going to hold at the top, curl it in and out, as many times as you can. Immediately after that, we're going into glute bridges. A lot of this, we're trying to strengthen the posterior chain, the glutes, the hamstrings, to get you out of that hip and knee pain. So as we strengthen your core, that should help with that. So now I'm going to bend my knees all the way in. It's almost going to be touching my bum. Head's in line with my spine, keeping my head down on the floor, putting the soles of my feet on the ball. I'm going to bridge up and hold for a sec. So I want to come down for 2 and up for 2. Exhale here, inhale here. Exhaling on the exertion of every exercise that you're doing. Ball glute bridges to failure, good old push-ups. Everybody loves them. So, what we're saying now with our push-up, we're trying to get out of teaching people how to do a modified push-up. So there's a lot of different push-up variations. If you're just building strength, can you follow me here, sweetie? You're going to come to the wall and just do that regular push-up. That's pretty easy, but if you're starting out there, everybody's got to have a starting point. So lots of different levels, lots of different options. Otherwise, if you're starting out and you need to make it easier, you're going to elevate your step. So instead of what we used to do, of coming down to our knees to do that push-up, to make it a little bit more beginner-friendly, we're going to make it easier. We're going to elevate our hands to make that easier. So heads in line with spine, coming nice and deep with that range of motion. You know your full push-ups, and you did them for your fitness assessment, so you're probably ready. You can probably handle the full push-up. Just directly underneath the shoulders, nice and down, nice and deep. As many push-ups as you can. Coming into those one-arm rows, we're now working our back, and you can go quite heavy when you're working your back, so I want you picking up more than the 5-pound weight. Ideally, you want to fail somewhere between 8 to 12 repetitions. So fail means failure with good form. That last one, I'm not straining or pulling or hurting myself, but it's definitely a challenge, it's definitely work. So what I'm going to do is the foot goes forward of the opposite hand that's rowing. I'm going to take a deep, deep lunge stance. Both feet are facing forward here. Hand on that supporting thigh. Head in line with spine, so nothing's rounding my lower back. I don't want to see any of this. Really think about keeping those shoulders open, thinking about having that big, strong chest. Weight on that hand. I'm going to come down and up, down for 2, up for 2. So I'm going to inhale here, exhale here. So head should be in line with spine. I'm just looking at the camera, okay? So whatever you do on the left, you want to do on the right. You will have one side that is stronger and weaker than the other. So work within that as well. If you find you can do 10 on the right and you can do 12 on the left, balance it out. You don't want to overtrain your strong side. And we typically do have a strong side, so we want to work towards that muscle balance. That's our one arm row. Coming into our up down plank, back into our core. So option, do this from the knees if you want to. Again, you're going to failure here. So I'm going to start out with hands directly underneath the shoulders. Come down onto my elbow, back up, up. So now the right side is going to lead. Down, down, up, up. The trick and the key here is trying to keep that hip area very, very stable. A lot of core stability, but you're getting shoulders and chest as well. So again, coming into that full plank. As I'm in full plank, if my feet are wider, it's a lot easier. As you make your narrow base, it's going to get a little bit harder. In that same position, coming into our bird dog now. So if I had a platter of food or just anything on my hips, they're staying level and square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend out one foot and hold. But what I don't want to see is this arch. I don't want to see my hip really up high. So you're going to come in nice flat tabletop alignment. Extend that leg out. If you can, extend the opposite arm. If when you're starting, it's just that leg, just hold that leg up, and then same thing, you're going to do that on the other side. So what it looks like completed is just holding here. I'm always looking out at a spot on here. And you're going to hold that all on the right, that all on the left. Going into our lighter weights, working the front of the arm, but legs as well. I love doing upper and lower together because it's going to elevate your heart rate, keep you in that fat burning zone, get way more benefits in a less time. So you're going to go side lunge. So one foot's going to face side. You're going to lunge and curl. Lunge and curl. Now it's not a right or a wrong. I'm going to do all my repetitions on one leg, then all on the other. It's just a little bit nicer for space. So you can do that palms are facing together on my curl, or if you watch when I come here, I'm going to end up flipping here so that it comes here. So it doesn't matter, it's whatever feels good for your shoulder. And again, however many you do on the right, you're going to do on the left. Pick a number, 12, 15, something like that. Coming into squat and press. Again, upper and lower at the same time. Remembering that regular squat. Heels stay down the whole time. Palms are going to come down. I'm going to squat down, push overhead. Squat down, push overhead. Thank you for putting the camera down up here. That's perfect. So you can either go 2 weights with that one, or one of your 15-pound weights. If you find that you outgrow that 15-pound weight, that all of a sudden, and these are my 5, so these are really light for me. If I pick these up and I'm like, okay, I could do like dozens and dozens of these and my shoulders are not getting any work, then you're simply going to go really, really, really slow with that motion, with that shoulders. More time under tension is going to make that harder. So that way you can kind of stretch your budget and play with what works for you and you don't have to get a whole bunch more exercise. Coming down into our Supermans, working our core and low back. Again, a lot of core stability helps with that hip and knee. So coming down, hands are right by my head. I'm going to arch up and hold, back down. Arch up and hold, back down. So I should really feel that in my core. Coming into a plank punch. This one we're going to hold our plank, punching one side then the other, getting that stability. And again, coming down to the knees if you need to. Obviously you would want to have a mat because it's hardwood. So I hope you like this. If you have any questions, if there's any exercise that you're like, that one completely does not fit, I hate it, it's not enjoyable, you want more jumping, you want it harder, you find that the side lunge with the bicep curl is too much trying to remember everything, give me as much feedback as you can. I'm totally here for you and I'm super, super excited. Thank you for filming, Kira.